Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thanks.
I feel like I'm just kind of hanging out in your living room right now.
Yeah, man.
Are you one of those dudes that always has a guitar when he's at home and is always playing? And
Never.
Never, really?
Never. I'm adverse to that.
Really?
Yeah. And I just get anxiety if I'm at a party and some dude's like, hey, pass the guitar. No. Put that guitar down.
What if they play the guitar and like start singing to you? Like,
I walk out. I can't handle it.
Really?
I went to a dude's like birthday once. I just met him. It was the son of some fancy dude. I went and like it was his adult birthday party, and he's like, hey everybody, shh. Brian, I just met this dude. He's like, Brian, I got a guitar. I want you to go ahead and sing a couple songs. And everyone's like, yeah, like what? And I full on left.
Yeah, I don't. That's inappropriate, man.
But there was a dude. He's an artist in Seattle, and there was a dude who was like, "I'll play, man." And this guy was like, "All right." And I literally left, and he had a guitar and he was ready to play like Oasis covers or something. I don't know.
I didn't necessarily mean like at friends' birthday parties. I meant kind of like with your family. You know what I mean? Like like
with my kids, I do. Yeah. But not like any other time. I don't know why.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your practice time is kind of regimented then? Like you have a certain space and you spend a certain amount of time there?
Yep. In the studio, it's just like, it's on. But outside of that, we listen to a ton of music in the house, but I don't ever really play.
Any other instruments? I mean, do you have like a drum set up in your living room, bongos?
Getting a piano finally. We're doing the piano family move.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, my kids' dirty hands are going to be all over it. And
Brian's going to be the guy now, once he gets a piano, he's going to be going to other people's houses, and when they see a piano, he's going to be like, I'm
just going to like do like that, that thing with the finger. Across
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Doing all this Jerry Lee Lewis stuff.
That's what I'm saying, man, yeah.
Lighting the guy's piano on fire. What? It's your birthday party. What do you want?
You asked for this.
Yeah. You created this, man.
Don't look at me.
Brian, you have such an interesting kind of dichotomy because you seem like a very stable, happy person. I mean, you're a rare musician that seems like he's happily married with a happy family. Yet you write these really, really sad songs.
Yeah, man.
So where does that kind of come from? Explain that to me, how that works. Because if I just listen to your music, I would think that like when you went to your house, like there'd just be boxes of tissues everywhere. Your wife would be kind of, staring at a window, kind of somber. Your kids would be crying.
Heavy blinds.
Yeah, dark blinds. Seattle, raining just over your house, even on a sunny day.
It's kind of you're not far off anyway. But it's if I didn't have this, as cheesy as it sounds, if I didn't have the outlet of writing songs and recording them and sharing them, I don't think that I would be as like happy.
Yeah.
As I am. I think getting that out, it's like a really public diary. But for whatever reason, being able to hide behind a song is like safe for me.
Sure.
And it allows me to just be a little bit more operational and like, want to talk to people. And yeah, it's crazy.
Is that why you chose like the SYML? Like kind of like, like you can be known as SYML, like it's kind of like a different, separate thing?
Yeah, that was one of the reasons. I think like, I go back and forth a lot with artists that I like. And the classic is if you're in a conversation, you're like, oh, dude, do you like so-and-so artist? And it's like a name, not a person's name.
Sure.
And you're like, yeah, I love them. And they're like, well, it's one guy, so you just lied. Like, there have been a couple times when people are like, oh yeah, SYML, like they don't know me. And they're like, yeah, I saw them back, and I'm like, you didn't see them.
Yeah.
You saw me.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely like a level or two to hide behind to be able to be like as honest as I can be about what I'm talking about, and it's therapeutic.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You do have an interesting past, and I might be wrong on this, but I understand that you actually were kind of going to school to be a music teacher.
Yeah.
And that's super cool. I didn't even know that you could be a music teacher anymore. I didn't know that was an option. It seems like in schools that just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Is that why like you suddenly just turned into me? You're like, I can't be a music teacher anymore. Like they don't have those. And then you're like, I'll start a band.
I just walked out of my college like, nobody wants to. No, I was glad I got my degree in it. I student taught. I got through the whole thing, and then my first band started, and so I never really went back. I always taught privately to like make ends meet, but I don't know. I live in Seattle, and for the most part, the arts are well respected in school districts up there. Underpaid, but they have a place, and I grew up in it, and I'm a product of it. So I was very like much compelled at one point in my life to be a teacher.
It takes a very special person, not just to be a teacher, but specifically a music teacher. I was like in like the school band, and I remember
What'd you play?
I played the drums. I still play the
yeah.
drums.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Hell
Fist
yeah.
bump. I don't fist bump a lot.
Yeah. And but I like looking back now, I'm like, wow, like that guy like dealt with total chaos and like there's no way that dude could have been like a heavy partier because he would have been hungover all the time. But I also know he was like the first dude that I knew like he smoked weed, like because he would like teach us music and then he'd be like, all right, class, we're gonna do some music exploration. And he would just put on like Dark Side of the Moon, kind of like, and he'd just have everyone sit there and like listen, and he'd be like,
right?
check it out, Yeah, like we're like, what? Like, I just want to play the drums, dude. Like, what is this space age music you're playing me? Why?
That's awesome.
So, do you ever think you might get back into that? You think you'd like to?
It's not something I think about a ton. I just met up with my old band teacher, the dude who dealt with the chaos, still dealing with it really, really well. What blew my mind is that when he was like a mentor to me, he was like 23 or something.
Yeah.
Just like a child. And I look at him now and he's like, just like a normal, he looks the same to me in a lot of ways. But he's loving it still. It was cool. It's cool to be back in. I have a couple friends who are teachers, so I love going back into schools to like meet their students and talk about music or whatever. And but I don't know that I have this overwhelming urge to teach anymore.
It's cool that you at least give back. Like you're like, hey, dude, like I'm paying bills using this thing, a guitar.
Yeah.
And all the kids are like, where do you put the sampler in, bro?
Or a kid's like, what about an oboe? And I'm like, I'm sorry. There's no future for you.
Yeah, exactly. No. I play the trombone. There's one guy who's doing it.
Good luck
Trombone
being that
shorty.
guy.
Yeah, there's one dude.
Yeah, trombone shorty.
Yeah, you have you got a big year ahead of you. This was kind of like I hate to say like breakout year 2018, but it kind of was.
It was a lot. There was a lot in this year.
And I know that this was kind of just a side project. It wasn't really planned. How does that feel like when you kind of go in your basement, you write a bunch of songs, and all of a sudden now you're like, oh, now I'm touring the world. Like I wasn't really planning on this.
In some ways, man, I mean, I was in a band that didn't get to go overseas in our existence. So now to be able to do that and go back to some of the cities and venues that I played previously around the States, it's mostly awesome, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think there is a new set of challenges that I didn't have to deal with previously because I was like a kid, and now I have responsibilities and stuff. So, but it's mostly awesome.
Have you had that awkward phone call from your old bandmates like, hey, bro, hey, I saw you're going to Chile.
Yeah.
How
are things?
Yeah, what's happening, man? I know we haven't talked in a while.
No, it's. I think they must have been a little bit mad though, because it was like that band kind of naturally ended, and while this one was sort of starting to happen, like, and I looked like a dick, I think.
What do you mean? Explain that.
Well, just because like it probably looked like I was planning this all along or something. Like I was like shedding dead weight.
Yeah.
When that wasn't.
I'm the star.
Ever the case, yeah.
Yeah.
Just get out of the spotlight, guys.
Do you think it comes across like that to like the?
No, I mean I know those dudes so well that
Yeah.
that over beers or whatever we made sure that
You broed it out.
everybody was good.
Yeah.
I think that one of us just wanted to be basically a stay-at-home dad, and he finished up school. I mean, he did things that he'd been wanting to do. And the youngest of us was like bummed because he was like, I'm diving into this life, like, and he was able to do a couple more tours with other bands and stuff. And so I think he's in a place now where he wants to write his own stuff and focus there. So I don't think I rained on anybody's parade too hard.
It all works out, man.
Yeah.
It all works out. I know you're a big family dude. We're recording this in October. I got to interview Tom Morello earlier this week, and he told me that he was going to dress up as a squirrel for Halloween. And he not only did he tell me that, but he was getting really detailed. He's like, I got these like giant like walnuts that I'm going to carry around. And he was so excited about it, much like my own kids are excited for Halloween. So I now it's like my thing. Like I have to find out, like, do you dress up for Halloween? Is Halloween a big thing?
Halloween is a big. I missed it last year for my kids, and that was a bummer. Yeah, no, I won't do that again.
Yeah.
But I haven't dressed up in years, and my kids are stoked. I mean, I have a little 4-year-old boy who's going to be a firefighter naturally. And our little 2-year-old daughter is going to be a Dalmatian.
Nice.
Yep.
I love it.
My wife has this crazy, like, freaky bunny suit, full-body bunny suit, that she just sent me a text one day, like, I got this, which is, like, so out of character for her. And I was like, what? I didn't ask, like, why do you have it? But she got it, like, off-season, and she keeps on being like, should I give this away? Should we give this away? And I was like, no, of course not. You got this. This is like destiny. So she's going to be this creepy bunny.
Well, the bunny thing's good too because you can also use it for Easter if you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
So
just frightening
yeah,
Easter.
yeah, like a creepy Easter scare kids. You know, on the Easter egg
And that's
hunts.
why we don't. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're not dressing up or anything.
I'm not. Dude. I'm like
Little
you
face
know,
paint?
I don't want to play guitar around people at home. I don't want to dress up. I'm just the Grinch
You're
about everything.
Are you the dude that passes out the candy at the house at least? Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
I'll do that, and
Okay.
I'll be like the guy who's like, take a couple.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about it.
I always do that, especially toward the end of the night. Like, I'll just take the whole bowl and just like, open up
Yeah.
your bag, man.
Yeah. Open your face.
I'm like, oh my God, why did you do that? Because I want to go to bed. Get out of here.
Sir, it's 7:30. Get off my porch.
Yeah, exactly. SYML,
Yes.
let's hear another song.
Okay.
Thanks, Brian.
This is another new song. It's called Clean.